Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. On my workbench right there, I have a big brown box and I'm pretty excited to show you guys what's inside. What I have here is the all new WeCreat Vision Pro, get this, 45 watt laser engraver cutter. It is pretty amazing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with WeCreat at all, but they are pretty revolutionary in the laser world. They autofocus themselves, and I don't know of any other laser, I could be wrong, that autofocuses on its own. So let's get out my trusty Olfa knife and we'll cut this thing open and see what this looks like. Now, from what they tell me, this is supposed to be bigger and better. It has a bigger cutting area. I think it's like 12 inches by 19 inches or something like that. I'll confirm that once we get into this. But let's cut all this tape and see what we have. Oh yeah, this is what we got. Tells you how to safely remove from the box. You know what? I'm gonna put this on the ground, I think, in order to lift this out. Yeah. And she's out. Right here it says laser bed inside. Just pop that out. We'll set it to the side. And oh, there she be. For camera recalibration only. Okay, that's good to know. Gonna keep that and not use it for a project. Oh, there's stuff in there too. Okay, stay up there. Here, I'll just set this down like this. This looks like the crumb tray that goes underneath. All right, before we unpackage the laser itself, let's see what came in this little brown box. Oh, this is neat. Looks like it's a bunch of sample material. We have some dual layer PU leather circular patches. Oh, 3M. I wonder if that's a, oh, I bet you could probably put those on hats or something, or shirts, you know, engrave a logo and stick it to something. Electroplated steel name pendants. Oh, there's quite a few in here. This is pretty nice stuff here. Watch bands. I wonder if those are for like smartwatches or something like that. That's super cool. I don't have a smartwatch, but my wife does, so maybe make something for her. Oh, some rectangular patches of the same what these round ones were. Oh, some slate coasters. What is this? Oh, that's a bottle opener. Credit card bottle openers. Oh, that is awesome. Definitely gonna put one of those in my wallet. A valet tray, dual layer leather, some ABS plastic, some acrylic. I'm excited to experiment with all this material. A few things we have to do. Remove this tape. It's on both sides. Oh boy, that's sticky stuff. Next, we're gonna remove the plastic film that's on the top of here. Oh yeah, so satisfying. Woo. In the lid here, we can see we got lights and a camera. Again, they sent a picture of a kitty. Now, I think it was about a year ago, I have to check to see, I can't quite remember, but I did review their 20 watt version of it, and I can already tell that this is larger than that unit. In this box here, we got the air pump with the air line. Yeah, in this box here, we got some lube. Oh, and this is parts for the rotary roller, it looks like. Tape measure, a little level for making sure your machine's level, I guess. Some wrenches and stuff like that, little tape measure. This is the cable. I bet you this is for connecting the rotary roller. I'm not exactly sure. Antenna for the Wi-Fi, another little screwdriver. This is for the exhaust hose. We got the hose for the exhaust. It's always important to make sure you exhaust your fumes outdoors. You don't want to be breathing this stuff in. And we got the power adapter. Now, there's something very important that we have to do before we go any further. And on each side of the box, there's 3 screws here that we have to remove, and they're there for transport. I guess it's just to make sure that it stays in place and doesn't get jolted around. So we'll move them on, remove these 3 screws, so 6 in total from this machine here. The setup of this is pretty simple. First, we want to slide underneath our... So a year ago, I reviewed the WeCreat Vision 20 watt laser, and I pulled it out of its spot where I had it because that's where I'm going to be putting their new 45 watt version. But I just wanted to show you guys them side by side. You can see here, there's actually quite a difference in size. I'm just going to measure it for you. So the 20 watt, it measures at 23 inches by 19 inches. The 45 watt, it measures at, well, it's 20 3/4, so that's already 1 3/4 inches deeper, and it's 26 3/4. And what did I say this was? 23, so that's a 3 3/4 inches this way in width. All right, back to finishing the setup here. There's a few things we have to do, like installing the exhaust boot, or the exhaust port. It's just 4 nuts. Goes on like that. Next, we need to attach the Wi-Fi antenna. And we'll stick her up like that. Next, we gotta hook up the air assist pump. So this gets screwed in here. And then we take the provided hose. I believe that just slides on here like that. And then we just insert it into here. And then we just have to hook up our USB cable, which will run to our computer. And lastly, power cable. So our next step is we have to install the laser bed in here. In order to do that, we have to get this thing to lift up. So I've downloaded the WeCreat Make It program. So I'm gonna have to turn it on, power switch in the back. It's on. Ooh, it's lighting up. Look at that. It's lifting up. That is pretty cool. Let's open it up and put the laser bed in. When installing the laser bed, it's important to make sure that the knife edge of the bed is pointed up. There, that was pretty easy. Now, one of the benefits of having a 45 watt laser is fast cutting speeds. So I'm going to experiment first with a 3mm basswood, plywood. I'm gonna see how quickly that can cut it, and then we'll step it up to more thicker material. So one of the features of this laser that is pretty awesome is the camera that is in here that gives you a live view of where you are going to drop your graphic or shape or whatever you're gonna cut. So I'm just gonna put this piece of basswood in the bottom corner and I'm gonna shut it, and then watch this. Now over on my computer, I'm gonna hit the refresh, and in a minute, we should see the piece of basswood in the bottom corner there. Boom, there it is. And I am just gonna be cutting out a 2" by 4" rectangle with a whole bunch of holes in it. I think this is gonna be a good cutting test, and we'll see how fast it goes. Another feature of this laser that not a lot of other lasers have is the auto focusing, how it manually goes up and down and focuses itself. So I'm just gonna hit auto focus on here, and we should see this thing move and focus the laser. It's going down. That is pretty cool. That is awesome. All right, as you can see by my piece here, I did a bunch of tests already. I was playing with my, my speed to try to see how fast I can get it to cut. Now, you have to watch this. It is pretty incredible how it can cut this. And go! It's a little noisy. It just pops out. They just all, this is kind of satisfying, just poking all these pieces out. That cut at 100% power at 25 millimeters per second, and this is 3 millimeter basswood plywood. Nice clean holes, top and bottom. So on the 20 watt version, I'm guessing this probably would have taken like 2 minutes to cut out something like this. And this did it in 43 seconds. Next, we're gonna try cutting the same shape, but on 1/4 inch Baltic birch plywood. Now the first test on this 1/4 inch birch plywood was at 10 millimeters per second. Now I've dropped it to 5 millimeters per second, and we'll see if that will do it. Oh yes, that's cutting through. It didn't cut through all of it, but I'm guessing that could be because there might be a knot in the plywood or something. It did cut 1/4 inch plywood quite well. This is 1/2 inch walnut veneer plywood. Let's see if it will cut. Settings for this is 2 millimeters per second, 100% power. Oh, you know what? I think it's cutting through. That is 1/2 inch plywood in one pass. I can see that it cut through. 1/2 inch plywood. Oh, no way. A little bit of scorching on the bottom, but hey, that's expected when you're burning through wood. That is incredible. Now what really sets the WeCreat apart from other diode lasers is the BeamFocus technology. The BeamFocus technology's core advantage lies in its specialized encapsulation process. This innovation achieves more direct light convergence while minimizing energy loss from light shattering. The result, the 45 watt system delivers cutting performance equivalent to Creality's 60 watt diode laser, offering 33% higher energy efficiency without compromising power output. The WeCreat Vision Pro 45 watt can cut 25 millimeter basswood in one pass. And that was a slate coaster. That is pretty cool. That's a very crisp, clean, and very detailed engraving. Now that we saw what this 45 watt laser can do, WeCreat was also kind enough to send me their 2 watt IR laser. Now this laser is capable of engraving stainless steel, copper, aluminum, and acrylic, and other plastics. So let's get this installed and we'll see what kind of results we get with it. The first step we need to do to install this IR laser is to remove the air line, and it's just on finger tight, so we just have to unscrew the fitting and just pull it off. Now we have the air line disconnected. We need to slide the laser all the way to the right. Next we need to remove this little bracket. And all the tools that you're going to need come with the machine. Don't lose that screw because we're going to need it again. And I don't think we actually have to remove it. We can just set it to the side like that. And then next, we need to disconnect the cable. Next, we need to remove 4 screws, and there's one here and one here, and on the bottom as well. Now with all 4 screws loosened off, this will just lift right up and out. And to reinstall it, it's very much the same. And we'll just drop it down. Now we just have to reinstall the screws. Sorry if my hands are in the way. This is actually very difficult to film. The first test I'm going to do is this stainless steel wallet card bottle opener. And I'm just going to engrave a logo on it. And we'll see how this works. That is pretty cool. That is going in my wallet. Next we're going to test engraving on this piece of aluminum. It looks like it's just an anodized aluminum or something like that. And also I put a piece of plywood down there to drop this onto just so I could see where it is, because the whole inside of this thing is black and on the camera it kind of gets washed out and hard to see. If you're wondering why there's plywood and I set this on top of there, that's the reason why. Now look at the detail in that. That's incredible. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with this laser. I mean, I am impressed with how thick a material it can cut in one pass. And like, I mean, the slate coaster, it turned out awesome. And I think it's amazing that I am now able to engrave stainless steel. Now, the only thing I wish was different with this laser was how you changed from the IR laser to the 45 watt laser. I wish that maybe that connection was a little bit easier to do, and maybe there'd be like a quick release to swap the heads, but you know what? That's just nitpicking. Overall, I mean, this is pretty good. And if you're looking to get into the laser engraving, cutting world, this is a great option for beginners. It's easy to use. The program, it's like, I mean, a monkey could do it. I mean, I could figure it out. Anybody can figure it out. If you want to learn more or purchase one of these lasers for yourself, there'll be a link in the description. So that brings us to the end of this video, and I'd like to thank you guys for watching. And if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. And we'll see you in the next one.